Hola amigos, welcome back to another one of my Bring a Blanket live writing and productivity sprints. You will see that it is pretty nippy here again. Today I've already got my blanket all around me. Usually I last until at least the end of the first hour, but there you go. The weather's changed again. It's getting quite cold again, and the heater that I normally have underneath the table is broken, and the only other one is too noisy to have on when I'm filming. So this is what we are just having to do. I see Aramis is here saying hi. Hi, Aramis. It's lovely to see you here. Make sure that you introduce yourself in the comments and let us know what you'll be working on. We really love to support everybody during these sprints. The lovely Katie Elizabeth is also here. Hiya. If you haven't been here before, my name is Emma. I write contemporary romance novels and the occasional children's picture book. I normally do sprints for about 3 hours, not usually on a Wednesday, but I've got extra work I need to do this week, so I thought that this would be really handy for me to do. We do 20-minute sprints with just a few minutes of kind of chatting in between. And there's lots of cheering each other on, sharing word counts if you want to. Everybody does different stuff. Some people like cooking or home educating their kids. Some people are actually writing, some people editing, some people answering emails, whatever you like. Katie Elizabeth says, I've just put my dressing gown on over my clothes. I seem to have tonsillitis again. Oh no, you poor thing. Have you had to go and get antibiotics, or have you not been to the doctors yet? Because you can tell if there's spots on your tonsils. Is that right? That's what I always check for with my boys anyway. Oh, that is horrible. Tonsillitis can be completely miserable. I hope that you're not feeling too bad with it. I've got a really, really pretty timer today to use for a change. We'll see how I get on with it. But it is by HK Darkwood. If you don't follow her channel, make sure that you do, because she is completely awesome. She does lots of live streams. She writes children's books. She does fantasy stuff. She also does like designs notepads and things like that. And she's just got a website that she set up with a load of merch that she's designed, and it's all kind of fantasy based. So yeah, definitely go and check her out, and just look how cute this timer is. How can I resist that? That was one that she designed yesterday and put up, and I asked if it was okay for me to use it, and she said that that was fine. Aramis says, I'm editing the sequel to my nano book. Well done. I only have an hour or so because I need to help my neighbor run an errand later. Oh, that's so good of you. I hope your neighbor appreciates you. And Aramis says, oh no, I'm sorry, Katie. And I love the timer. Yeah, I love that, like, you got this and everything, and little quotes. I think it's really, really cool. HK is so creative. It's ridiculous. Kate Elizabeth says, haven't managed to get through to the doctors. When I had in November, they wouldn't see me or give me antibiotics. They just gave me a mouthwash. Oh, that's so frustrating. Is it like Cordyceps or something like that, the mouthwash? Because I know that that's like antiseptic and stuff. And, you know, the thing is, you can just go and buy that, can't you, in Boots or whatever. But it is increasingly difficult in the UK to actually get an appointment with your doctors. They all seem to have the most ridiculous, convoluted systems going on. Okay, well, don't push yourself too hard today, Katie. Just you do whatever you feel like. If you need to watch a film while we're doing this and do some knitting or something nice, or read a book, then you do that, okay? You get a get out of jail free card today. Okay, let's get started on our first sprint, and then we will catch up a little bit more afterwards. This is nice because it has a little bit of a couple of seconds of lead into it, because sometimes I worry that I go too quickly into sprints for people and you might all be scrambling. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. There you go. That is the end of our first sprint. How did that go for you guys? What are you working on? I am doing something a little bit different today. I've got an awful lot to do this month, but one of the things that I really don't want to get behind on is my my Twitter for Authors challenge. So I'm going to be filming the final video for that in the next few days. What's the date today? It's the 22nd. Oh, I've got a little bit left in the month. I think the final one's actually going to go up on the 27th. So I'm going to try to leave it as late as I can to film that so that I've got the most accurate kind of numbers of my followers and things like that. But so I'm doing a little bit more delving into that. And I thought that this final video might be kind of tips for what to do on Twitter and definitely what not to do as well. So that's what I'm going to be working on mainly today, and just making sure that I know what I need to be filming for my YouTube channel. I'm also going to be planning out a video that I'm going to do of the books that I'm reading in February. That's going to be coming up as well. So that should be a nice one because I've read some really, really brilliant books this month. So it'll be nice to chat about them. Lots of fun. So let's have a look and see in the chat. I know we were joined just after we started the 20 minutes. We were joined by Inka. She's stream hopping today between me and Shannon. I definitely advise people to stream hop. It is good fun. You get to meet all the people. And Ms. Page is here, bopping in to boop the like button, or booping in to boop the like button, as you say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Paige. And Museum Grack reads, says, oh man, productivity sprints are going to be perfect for working on some boring grant writing today. Oh yeah, I bet. I hope that we can keep you entertained and offer you some support. I was filling out a grant form last week, I think, on one of the sprints. And what was really annoying was there was only a really small section, really small amount of space for each section. And so I'd written too much and I had to cut it down. Super frustrating. And Aramis says, managed to edit 6 pages. Yay, that is brilliant. Well done. Katie Elizabeth says, I am back to working on planning my chapters before I start work on draft 3. Awesome. So cool. Oh, and we have Manon is here. I don't think that we've had you here before. Working on my work in progress, getting words down. That's awesome. Tell us something about your writing. What genre do you write? And Inka says 506 words. That's brilliant. Working on a contemporary romance today, but I usually write urban fantasy and adjacent subgenres. Oh, I feel like I've turned you over to the good side, the side of the contemporary romance. That is awesome. Cool. It seems everybody is being very, very productive today. We like that. What else we got? Museum Grack Reed says, oh man, being a grant writer semi-professional has made me an obsessively concise writer for that reason. Yeah, but the thing is, when you're wanting to explain why you need a grant and why something's really good, you want to go into detail. And I had lots that I wanted to say. And it was like I could only use like maximum 300 words, I think it was, for like the main part of it. I was like, come on. And it's so difficult it's much more difficult to cut out the words once they're there, I think. Really, really super annoying. But what can you do? And fingers crossed, the grant money will be approved and then I will be able to run a local writing class, which will be really, really exciting. I want to cover so many things in it. Everything from like screenwriting, flash fiction, poetry, romance, fantasy, horror. I just want to give people a chance to try out loads and loads of different types of writing and to really get everybody out of their comfort zone, me included. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, fingers crossed. And Museum, Grack Reed says, I've worked on the other side of the equation as well. And when you're receiving over 100 grants, you don't want to let applicants have more characters. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Definitely. And she says, oh, fingers crossed for you, Emma. That sounds like an exciting project. Yeah, I think our town is really missing a writing class. We used to have one until 2020, but the writer who used to do it isn't able to anymore. So we haven't had one for ages. And I know there are a lot of creative people who would really love to do it. Katie Elizabeth says, that sounds amazing. Manon says, first time writer contemporary romance, about 44k in. I have a list of all the channels and times, but your link was wrong. I found you though. Oh, that's weird. I'll check. Is that the Google Docs? I don't normally do lives on a Wednesday anymore. I started off when I was first doing my live streams, I was doing them during NaNoWriMo and I was doing every weekday. But now I just do Thursdays and Fridays, usually at 3 p.m. GMT. But I've got a lot of work that I need to get done in the next kind of month or so, which I'm going to go into more in a video soon. But I've got quite the deadline. So I figured it would really help to have a few more sprints so that I keep my bum in the seat. But yeah, let me know where you got that link from so that I can check if there is something wrong. And how exciting that we have another contemporary romance author. I really feel like everybody used to be writing fantasy when they were coming here, and now, you know, they've just been so inspired by me that you guys are all writing romance. I love it. Okay, so let's go into another 20 minutes, get all the sprints done today. This really is just such a cute thing, isn't it? Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, let's write. It came as a little bit of a shock. I was in the middle of stuff and suddenly there was the ding. I was not expecting that at all. How did that go for you? I found out some really, really cool stuff about Twitter that I didn't know. I'm kind of wishing this particular strategy that I just discovered, I'm kind of wishing that I'd found out about it earlier on in the month so that I could try it out more. But it does sound really good. I'm going to have a go with it this evening, and I can at least get kind of a few days of it in to work out how it goes. What I am going to do is kind of carry on experimenting with my Twitter for a bit longer, but like not making videos about it, and then I will be able to finalize what I'm going to put in the little book that I'm going to write about it to help authors to get the most out of Twitter. So hopefully I'll have a lot of information in a couple of months to be able to pass on to everybody. So yeah. I also had a message from one of my beta readers, and bless her, she was apologizing for not having finished reading through my book yet. And I said, don't worry, like, take your time. That's completely fine. And she was telling me about her new manuscript, which I'm going to be beta reading. So I'm really looking forward to that. She writes Viking romances. So they're such good fun. Absolutely brilliant. Aramis says, managed to edit 5 pages. Finally, it's going quicker. It's been slow going recently, so this is great. Yeah, I had a really, really slow day yesterday. I did 3 hours of sprints here, and then I did 2 hours on another channel as well in the evening with Estelle, and I just didn't seem to get anywhere. It was like I was completely bogged down because my hero needs to change a bit his job and what he my heroine works for him and what he wants her to do is going to be changing. So I think I just got bogged down. So I've taken a step back today, having a think about it in the background while I get on with other stuff that I need to. So hopefully that will help. Inca did 490 words. That is ridiculous. I want you here pushing everybody when it comes to nano, okay? We're going to be doing Camp Nano in April. I want you here. You're going to be a good influence on the rest of us. And Heather Cullum writes is here. Hi, Heather. Good morning. I'm working on my second draft of a novel and doing 100-word challenges for an upcoming contest. Cool. I'd love to get more into like flash fiction, really, really short stories. I think it's such an interesting thing to be able to write. It's not something that I'm very good at the moment. I think it really does take a lot of practice. Aramis is saying congrats to Inca. It's very nice. Will it show it? Yeah. And Katie Elizabeth is being very brave with her potential tonsillitis and says making slow progress, but that's still progress. It is indeed. And you've got to be kind to yourself when you're not feeling very well. Miss says, oh my God, yes, Camp Nano. I want to write book 4 in my new series for that. That would be amazing. I'm going to write nonfiction. I don't know if I have said this before on the streams, but I'm not sure who was here. So I'll say again, I'm going to be writing a nonfiction book all about like tips and tricks to win NaNoWriMo. And I'm going to be writing the first draft of it for Camp Nano, and I'm going to be doing it completely on my phone. So for someone who, as you all know, I'm not so good with the technology, this is going to be a real challenge, but I thought it would be interesting. I've heard of some writers doing this before, and I thought I would give it a go. I thought it would be an interesting challenge. Only problem is, of course, if I'm wanting to like film videos with me writing, I film on my phone. But if I'm writing on my phone at the same time, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. But I'm sure that we can do something. We'll work it out. Maybe I'll borrow my husband's phone for filming or something. I don't know. Maybe I just won't film myself actually writing, just like talking about writing. We'll see. It'll all be fine. It should be so interesting. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Cool. Oh, thank you, Aramis. Aramis says, amazing. That's so cool. I love that you're doing that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It might be a complete disaster. Inca says, I think I'll be writing book 2 of a paranormal pirate adventure trilogy for Camp Nano. That sounds awesome. I'm jealous. I want to be writing a paranormal pirate adventure trilogy. So it's the first. So obviously the first one is like written, but what stage of written is it? Is it still in draft form? Is it published? Is it waiting to be published? What are you going to do with it? I want to hear all about the paranormal pirate adventures. Definitely. Okie dokes. Right, let us go and get into another lovely sprints, getting them all done today. So how long we've been going for? We've been going for an hour already, so we're doing really, really well. I'll probably pop off for a couple of minutes. I want to get myself a fresh cup of tea, and I need to pop the charging cable in my laptop as well, so that you don't lose me because of that. But I will only be a couple of minutes unless I get waylaid by the doggos or something. Okay, so we'll be starting another sprint in 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello. Well, that was exciting. All manner of excitement. I just wanted to say goodbye to Matt. So sorry I have to run to an appointment. Thanks for the sprint. I'll leave it on for your watch numbers. Oh, thank you so much. And I might be back before the end. Yeah, we're going to be going for over an hour and a half still. So maybe we will still be going when you come back from your appointment. And thank you so much for leaving it running. That means such a lot because watch hours are really, really hard to get, and getting up to 4,000 of them so that the channel can be monetized is really not easy at all. So tell me how that went for you guys. The technical issues. So first of all, I went off, made myself a cup of tea in my favourite guinea pig mug that my mum got me. All good. Swapped the washing over. All good. Gave the dogs a little snack. All good. Came back in, working away when my dog Paris, and it's always Paris. Anything that goes wrong is always Paris. Came walking over because I had an apple. That was why I kept the camera turned off, was because I was eating an apple, and I was like, you guys don't need to see me eating an apple. Anyway, so I was sharing the apple with him, fine, and then he turned to go, and he got tangled up in the leads from my microphone, which is over there, and my camera, and managed to do something so that I couldn't connect the camera again. I have no idea what he managed to do at all, but I was frantically trying to get it sorted and just managed it with like a minute to go or something. So let me tell you, life with this dog is never easy. Never easy. Right, so Aramis needs to get some food before going to go and help the neighbor. So I don't know if you're still here, Aramis, but I hope you had something yummy. I was asking Inka about the first in the trilogy that was being talked about, and Inka says it's been through a developmental edit, but I'll write the whole trilogy before I get down to the nitty-gritty. I'll only publish book one when the whole thing is cohesive. I'm anal like that. I think that's a really good idea, actually, and also there's so much that you can do if you are going to be self-publishing it. If you've got the whole trilogy ready, there's loads of different marketing things that you can do with that, and it works a lot better with the whole trilogy than if you're pumping loads into the first book and nobody knows when the second one's going to be available. So I think that's actually a really sensible strategy. Oh, and if anybody ever needs a developmental editor, I actually offer developmental editing services. I specialize in romance and children's books, although I do read very, very widely, and I have done all kinds of developmental editing. I've done PhD theses. I've done non-fiction. I've done some fantasy as well. So yeah, I'm trying to build up my client list as well. So if you do know anybody who needs developmental edits, I'm stupidly cheap at the moment while I build up my my clients. Shadow's Lair is here. Hello. Sorry, I am late. That's okay. You're forgiven. We don't give out tardy slips here. Let us know what you're working on today. Are you actually working today, or are you doing stuff with the kids? I wonder. Inka says 529 words. That's amazing. You write really, really quickly. And Andy from Easy Graphics is here. Hi, Andy. That was Inka. Andy says, hiya, 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 swinging by to say hiya. Hi. You have got sprints on later, haven't you? You're going for an hour. If I make you, hopping off now. I was going to say, if I make you a doodad Ujima flip it, what's it, then you can pop your link to your sprints later. But if you want to know when they are, then just pop over to Andy's channel, Easy Graphics, and yeah, there are sprints going on later. I'll try to catch them, but we are going to be having a family evening tonight. We didn't get to have our pancakes yesterday for Pancake Day, so we're going to have them tonight, and then we are going to watch some Firefly. There were a few of us who have never seen it, and some of us who tried it and thought it was rubbish. So we are all going to watch some Firefly tonight after eating many, many pancakes. Right. And oh, right. Yeah. So Andy's sprints are 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, that's like, is that 10? I think that's 10 tonight. So I might have to use that as sprints like tomorrow morning or something. I use the replay when I'm working tomorrow morning, maybe. But yeah, I hope they go really, really, really well for you. And Inca says, yeah, the series. Come on, change it over, please. Change it over, please, Restream, so I can see what she says. Yeah, the series releasing right now has 6 books that are already written. So I've been able to schedule the publishing exactly how I want them. There we go. So how many books have you got out? Sounds like you have approximately 5 million. Super cool. And Andy says, okay, got to dash cut everyone on the YouTubes. So cool, Andy. You're so cool. Yeah, definitely check out Andy's channel if you haven't already, particularly if you self-publish and you're looking at different ways of publishing and marketing. And he's quite into kind of tech, like he's recently did like, I don't mean tech necessarily like kind of laptops and things, but programs that you can use to help with the publishing process. He did a really great video a few days ago that was all about drafted digital, and I have considered using drafted digital before, but I was kind of put off because I thought Amazon was just so much easier. But actually, he made some really good points on there, especially about the distribution that drafted digital have. So make sure that you check that out. And it's a nice cup of tea. Right, where have we got here? Inga says 2 out at the moment, 3rd on pre-order. That is really cool. Really cool. Well done. Yeah, if I haven't, my publishers have put my books as like a series on Amazon because like they're all like the same kind of thing. I'm not being very clear about this. Basically, they're not a proper series. It's not like the story carries on or anything like that. It's all different characters and stuff, but I think Amazon really like it when it shows up as a series, so I'm guessing that that's why they've done it. So I've never had a proper series is what I'm going for, but it would be really fun to have one and to be able to like play around with that kind of different release strategies and stuff, because I have heard it's really, really good. Cool. Okay, so the dog is snoring down by my feet, so hopefully I have actually moved the wires around a bit now so that he wouldn't get tangled in them again, but hopefully that won't happen. All right, so let's get into another lovely sprint, and I will attempt to get a bit more done now and not just battle with the washing and with dogs and wires and stuff. Okay, so we will begin sprinting in 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. I hope that was really productive for you. Kate Elizabeth, who is not feeling at all well today, has had to hop off, but well done for managing to do something on your manuscript. I'm sure that you're glad that you did manage to do. Oh, come on, that was quite a while actually. Yeah, that was nearly 2 hours that you were with us for. She says, jumping off, surprised I lasted this long. Glad that I was able to be productive now off the hibernate with a book. I hope you have a nice cup of tea as well to help that sore throat. Yeah, so let us know how that went for you guys, if you managed to get some good words in or did some good editing or anything like that. I'm still working on my Twitter video, getting ideas together for my absolute top tips for you guys to be building your Twitter profiles up so that you're not only getting lots of retweets and people commenting and stuff, but that you're also getting something out of Twitter, because that was my main problem, is I just really wasn't enjoying it at all. I didn't like going on there or doing anything. So hopefully with these tips that I have for you guys, it'll make it a lot more fun as well as more useful. So yeah, that is the plan. Anyway, I'm getting hungry, even though I had my apple, but it is, what is it? It's 9 minutes to 5. So we've got just over an hour more of sprints to go. And then, like I said earlier, we're going to be having our pancakes that we should have had yesterday for Pancake Day, but we didn't manage to get them in yesterday, but that's cool. We're looking forward to them tonight. We've actually got more time tonight to have them. So that will be nice and relaxing to spend the evening with the family. It's half term here at the moment, so there's not many activities and things on. So we're actually all at home in the evenings, a bit more than we are usually. When you've got 4 teenagers in the house, it's like a revolving door. Everybody's in and out all the time, especially in the evening. They've become quite the experts at microwaving their suppers. They come home a bit after we've already eaten and they're still hungry. Never thought I'd say that. It seemed only yesterday that they were all really little. It goes so quickly, it really does. Yeah, so doing really well. I've got so I've been reading some articles, I've been watching some YouTube videos, and I've been making some notes for the Twitter thing. I've also been making just lists of things that I need to do and stuff, especially for tomorrow, because my husband and I are going out for the day, which is why I cancelled my lives for tomorrow. And we're actually going to Hawaii, the book town. That is going to be absolutely lovely. I'm really looking forward to it. I may see if I can do a little bit of filming, because whenever I mention that we go to Hawaii, people are always really, really interested in it. So I think it would be nice for people who haven't been there before to actually see what it's like, because it is, there's some gorgeous shops there. Not as many bookshops as there used to be though, but still a good amount. Some fantastic ones. Booth books, like the big main one that was started by Richard Booth, who's the man who named himself king of Hawaii. That is gorgeous. They have a selection of new books as well as used ones, and there's also like a cafe restaurant there, but I haven't been in there. But they also have like a cinema, which I think would be lovely. I expect it's a really posh one. Inka says 515 words, hit my 3K target for the day. Well done. So I'll be doing some admin next, and maybe I'll have time to make a start on my newsletter. Inka, that is absolutely brilliant. Well done. 3K day is brilliant. I'm being shouted at by RC Scott, who says, I am here. Okay, I hear you. We're very glad that you've joined us. Thank you for coming. Have you come over from Shannon's sprints? Because I think you were over there, weren't you? And she's probably finishing up about now. I think she was doing a couple of hours, so she must be nearly finished over there. So maybe we'll see some people joining if they want to carry on. It was lovely yesterday, actually. I was involved in so many sprints, just like, you know, doing one myself, being a guest on one, and then watching more during the evening. I was actually joining a friend of mine on hers like 1 o'clock in the morning, but I did have to leave early because I was like, I needed my sleep. Shadow's Lair is reminding everybody to hit that like button. Yes, please do. YouTube, absolutely love it when I have lots of likes and they share my stuff more. So it really does help my channel, and it only takes a second. And obviously subscribe if you're not already, although of course you are. You wouldn't want to miss my content, would you? Okie dokes. Right, why don't we get into another sprint then? I am anxious to get back to what I was working on. Let's see if I can set this back up properly. this time is very cute. It is a bit girly though. I feel maybe I need to go for a slightly more masculine one like next time. I don't feel it's fair to have it quite so girly. I'm completely messing up setting this up, aren't I? There we go. Okay, we worked it out. I think we worked it out. Okie dokie. And so we will be starting to sprint again in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, how did that go for you? I hope that was useful sprints. We have been joined by a couple of people during that sprint. So Shannon, Essie Houston, finished her sprints over on her channel. So she has come to join, and she's brought Joanne with her as well. Lovely to have you both here. Esty said, energized to finish this chapter. Yeah, that's brilliant. Shannon has just finished writing her book, and she is editing it, ready to go off to her alpha readers. Was it alpha readers rather than beta readers this weekend, I think? So I'm sure that you're feeling better as well, because you weren't feeling very well, were you, yesterday? So yeah, I hope that you're feeling a little bit better at least today, because it's no fun when you've got a deadline that you're wanting to hit and you're not feeling well. Yeah, Joanne says hello. Joanne used to be a baker, and now she is writing, I believe it's her second novel project, Sugar and Spice, about a pair of rival bakers, which just sounds absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait to get my hands on a copy of that once it has been published. So yeah, you need to hurry up writing that, Joanne, sorry. Make sure that you use all the sprints. And Joanne was asking how my restream doesn't seem to be very happy with me today. It doesn't seem to be wanting to show comments, but I swear that she said that. So yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to having pancakes later, my late pancake day. Pancakes, I'm not sure if you have Shrove Tuesday in America, but you should get on that if you don't, because seriously, it's the best. We always have ours for supper on pancake day so that we can take our time, because there's 6 of us. It takes a long time to make pancakes for 6 hungry people. So yeah, we like to really settle into our pancakes for the evening. So here we go. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Restream does not want to be showing these at all. But Inca is saying, I got through emails and started on my newsletter. Awesome. How often do you send out a newsletter? I'd love to know. I know that SD has a huge number of subscribers to her newsletter, thousands and thousands. It's ridiculous. I've never really done very much with my newsletter. I have got some subscribers, but I tend to only send out one when I kind of feel it's absolutely necessary, if that makes sense. Like if I've got a new book out or something like that, because I don't want to spam people. And also it's another thing to do and to write, isn't it? And to fit into everything else. So, but maybe I should do it more. I do need to build up my newsletter list. And actually that's something that I thought I might work on later in the year. SD says, got a little more revised in this chapter. I'm feeling better today. Now I just feel my asthma reacting to having been sick. Oh, that is miserable, isn't it? One of my boys is a little bit asthmatic, and every time when he was little and he got a cold, he used to get so chesty, bless him, and have to be on inhalers and things. It was horrible. And Joe is saying thank you. I'm guessing that was for saying about sugar and spice. And SD says, yes, trying to revise as much as possible for alpha readers this Sunday. Awesome. Joe is hoping to be done revising Project Sugar and Spice by the end of next month. Trudging through revisions. Yeah, revisions are the worst. I've got a book that I need to get ready for submission by the end of next month, and there's a lot to do on it. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about it, but I'm kind of hoping for some more kind of just a little bit more feedback from my editor before I properly get into it, which is why today I'm doing other things. That's Paris. If you can hear that noise, that's Paris talking to us, telling us everything that's been going on in his life. He's a very vocal dog, and he's just marching around with his dinosaur teddy in his mouth. SD is complaining because she's got too many subscribers. Oh, how do I block you? How do I block you? Only saying that because I have to pay for them to be on my list now. Yes, I'm with MailChimp, and they changed their things like a couple of weeks ago, didn't they, to say that if it's over 500, you need to pay, which must be really frustrating. I'm wondering if there's another one that still offers it free with more, but then of course you have to move them over, and I'm not sure how easy that is. It sounds like it could be a nightmare. It seems like it's just easier to pay up, to be honest. Maybe you should make people fill out like a questionnaire before you let them stay subscribed. Like, are you actually going to buy my books? Are you actually going to support my YouTube channel? And only if they agree to do all those things will you agree to send them. There we go. You'd probably read out a few with that, wouldn't you? Oh yes, and Joanne is saying also, if anyone wants to donate towards my Ko-fi, is Ko-fi the same as buy a coffee thing? Because I've got the buy a coffee thing, but is Ko-fi a different thing, or has the name changed? I don't know. If anybody knows, that would be great. For Project Sugar and Spice illustrations, you included if you want to, Emma, but no pressure. Yeah, so Joanne would love to get some illustrations done of her characters from her book, and so she's got like a little crowdfunding thing going on over there for that, if anybody would like to donate. And SD says that she's got quite a few awesome subs. I love talking with them. Cool. Yeah, it's always nice when you send out a newsletter, if you get somebody kind of sending you an email afterwards. That's always really sweet. Inka says, I only send once a month, but my list is only a few months old. I know so it's hard to read it because it's like highlighted here, but kind of hidden because Restream isn't showing it up. So I can read. No, my emails are way too long, so I'm not in the tip giving stage yet. I think maybe my newsletters are too short, to be honest, because I never think anyone's going to be that interested. And SD says 2 of them left reviews for my first book yesterday, one on Goodreads and the other on Storygraph. Oh, that's really nice. I haven't heard of Storygraph. I've never been on Storygraph. There we go, SD says. So that was interesting to see the review. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I wonder if I've got any reviews on there. Inka says, I thought it was grubby teenagers. That Storygraph. Oh, I don't know if I want to be around grubby teenagers. And SD says, no worry, Inka. I love learning what others do. Yes, the AuthorTube community is just amazing, the amount of information that's shared. SD says, I've heard Ko-fi called coffee, but don't know if that's the same thing. And Joanne says, I think with Ko-fi, there's less pressure to donate. Yeah, I literally just have like a thing down in my description doodad that says like, if you fancy like supporting me and want to buy me a coffee, then, you know, donate. Yeah. Yeah, and SD says, I prefer to err on the side of two. I just think, yeah, if you go on too long, then like nobody's actually going to read it. I know one author who sends out a monthly newsletter, and I'm subscribed. And bless her, this thing is so long, all about everything that she's done all month. There's not normally that much stuff. It's literally just what she's done all month. And I never bother reading it all because there's just too much there. And also, it's not really book or writing related, a lot of it. So I do try to keep mine succinct and actually about like what I'm doing. Goes out that I think people would be interested in, or actually I should put one out at the moment because the cover for my romance Falling in Love at Nightingale Farm is through to yet another round of the allauthor.com cover competition. So I think this is like round 4 or something. I think it's in the last 24, I want to say. So I don't know if this is the final round or what, but I do need to kind of share about that a bit because people can vote again. If people have already voted for my cover, they can go and vote in that. Although I think that some of the people have got so many votes, I don't think I can really catch them up, which is not fair because my cover's the best anyway. It's not really mine. I didn't make it. Right. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Saying it's too short or too long. There's only too boring. Good point. Hopefully my newsletter is not that. Inca said, no, your dog. I thought your dog was one of the teenagers. No, he's just going like, rah, 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 rah. He's so weird. And SD still chuckling over too boring. Oh, right. So Joanne says, oh, I just found a difference. Ko-fi offers more than buy me a coffee. Fair enough, but buy me a coffee allows supporters to donate without the need to make an account. Oh, okay. Well, that's a nice thing, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's like I kind of thought, well, if somebody fancies like buy me a coffee, well, that would be very nice, wouldn't it? But I'm not actually. It's not for anything in particular, like you, Joanne. It's literally just kind of a thing if somebody would like to, if they think my content is useful and they'd like to donate. And Shadows Lair says was grading papers and grabbing lunch. Cool. Right. And Joanne says maybe I should have made an account on Buy Me a Coffee instead. I think it's probably like all the same thing, isn't it? Really, I only did Buy Me a Coffee because that was the only one that I'd heard of. But now everywhere I'm seeing Ko-fi, so I don't know. Okay, why don't we get into another sprint now? My computer is not overly happy, so I hope that you don't lose anything. It's getting progressively kind of slower and more cantankerous. But we have only got half an hour to go, so hang on in there, dude. Okay, so we are going to be sprinting in hopefully 3, 2, 1. I was really impressed that it turned my microphone joined us again. And Aramis says, hey, just got back from errands. How much longer are you going to really unhappy? And it's taking it about 5 years to do anything now. So I think I'm starving and I really, really want to get on to making this. Has been useful for you guys. I hope that you've got some good words in. I'm definitely nearly there with what I'm going to put into my Twitter video. I'm not sure when I'm going to film that yet, maybe not until Sunday, because I'm wanting to leave it as close to the end of the month as I can, but so that it's still able to come out during the month. So yeah, so that's been really, really fun. I also got a little bit of planning in as well, so that I know what we're doing in the next couple of days, which is always really, really useful. SD is saying, I'm hungry too. Yeah, what is it? Is it lunchtime with you? I think it is, yeah. So it's coming up for 6 o'clock in the evening and it's going to take a long time to cook all these pancakes. So yeah, I think that is definitely necessary. Shadows Lair is saying, thanks so much for the sprints. No problem. And Aramis is saying thanks as well. I won't be doing sprints tomorrow because I'm going out with my husband, but I will be back at the usual time on Friday at 3 p.m. GMT time until about 6. Kind of depends how the sprints are going there. So yeah, I hope to be able to see some of you then. I'll also be doing at least one lot of extra sprints next week. And remember, if you are interested in being a co-host on my sprints with me, then please just get in touch with me on Instagram or something like that. And if you do need sprints tomorrow, I know that SD is doing some. I'm not sure what time though. SD, can you just put, oh, roughly same time. There we go. So that was at like 2 p.m. GMT time. So is that like 10 or 9 your time? I don't know. I'm rubbish. Anyway, Inca worked a bit more on my newsletter, then realized there was a blog post dependency. So I wrote 290 words of that. Thanks for the sprints. That reminds me, I do have a couple of blog posts that I need to do. Never mind. We'll do that on Friday or something like that. So have an absolutely awesome rest of your day. If you are, if you did have pancakes yesterday, I hope that you enjoyed them. And if you're like us and having them today because you didn't get around to it, then enjoy them today as well. SD says, so it's 9 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow if you want to go over to her channel and catch those sprints. I don't think I'll be able to catch any sprints tomorrow, but maybe I'll watch some on the replay in the evening and catch up with some work then. And yeah, I will see you on Friday, hopefully. Bye.